The regular meeting of the Mishawaka Common Council for Monday, September 8th, 2025 will please come to order. Good evening. Those of you who are in attendance, we welcome you. If you would, please take a moment to check your cell phone to make sure that you have placed it on silent or vibrate. And for those participating remotely, we welcome you as well. Members of the public are asked to place their microphone on mute during the meeting. At the appropriate point in the meeting, I will invite the public to unmute their microphone for purposes of submitting such comments as they may wish to make, one person at a time. All persons wishing to make public comments will be asked to first state their name and address for the record, and after completing the comment, members of the public are once again asked to place their microphone on mute, and we thank all of you for your cooperation with us this evening. With that, if you would, please join us in rising for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Hazen?
Here.
Mrs. Volker?
Here.
Mr. Carroll?
Here.
Mr. Benicki?
Here.
Mr. Emmons?
Here.
Ms. Hahn? Mr. Mamalenti?
Here.
Mr. Violi?
Here.
Mr. Hicksonbaugh?
Here. Approval of the minutes of our regular meeting of August 18th, 2025. Are there any additions or corrections? Then hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as received from the clerk's office. Petitions, communications, remonstrance, and memorial.
Yes, Mr. President, we have the Mayor's Youth Council swearing in.
All right, thank you. Mr. Mayor, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President, council members. This is one of our favorite nights of the year where we swear in our future leaders here in Mishawaka to begin and in some case return to a journey where they learn an education that is not commonly taught. That is education of their hometown, their local government, where the services that they in many cases depend on on a daily basis happen. They're going to get the opportunity to learn about those services, to participate in those services, and most importantly, serve their community and help lead their community today. So as we have done for now 15 years, this is my 15th Youth Council, that we are going to swear in just as though they are public servants, because they are public servants. They're taking mainly the same oath that we all take, and they're swearing in on what I call the Mishawaka Family Bible. This is the same Bible that I swear in on. This is the Bible that I swear all of our public safety personnel, fire and police in on, and as well as all of our department managers. Near as I can figure, many hundreds of people have sworn in on this Bible, and so tonight we'll swear in a few more. We're going to adjourn after we swear in, and they will go up and select their leadership. They'll run their meetings much like you run your meetings. Some highlights for this year include finishing the shoe project, which we started last year and raised significant funds privately. So you'll start to see about 15 shoes hit the street that these kids will make sure happens in an orderly and very organized fashion. We will, actually last year we formed a great partnership with the VFW and with Trooptown, and so we will be collecting food for Thanksgiving mainly for our veterans, and that is a very good program. With that, we also get over to the VFW and help distribute that, and it is, I think, one of the highlights of the year where we get to really have a hands-on approach to community service. We will also this year do our field trips to all of many of our departments. We'll get to meet some other elected officials, maybe even from around the state, as we go and learn about state government. Take a few field trips and probably have some speakers come back, and including those alumni who come back and share their experiences with what they're doing now and help mentor the kids. Last year, we had two Notre Dame students, a student manager, or a manager of the football program, and a player of our alum come back and share their experiences with our youth council kids. This year, we have 33 kids, which is pretty much in line with what we have had in the past. And we have them from 3 high schools, Mishawaka, Marion, and Penn. And I can already tell you, we've already had our kind of introductory meeting, these kids are dynamic. You're going to be reading about them in the future. These are world shakers here, some of them, and I'm just couldn't be more proud to swear them in. This program would not happen without the help of some volunteers and of course, some staff members. Mainly my wife, Jamie. This has been her kind of love and passion for many years now, really 15 years that I've been involved in it. But also staff here at the office, Cindy and Debbie. This program wouldn't happen without their help. And then this year we have an intern student, senior at the University of Notre Dame, who's going to be assisting with this program as well as many other things here around the city, and that's Mason right here. Now we have a volunteer that's come back to help us, an alum who will help mentor and coach the kids. Parker Norris, he is also signed up for another year. So can't wait to get going. Like I said, these kids are our future leaders, and it gives me just the most confidence in the future of Mishawaka, knowing that these kids are here learning and leading today. I want to thank all their parents because it is a family commitment, and so their families getting them here and making sure that, these are kids who in many cases are involved in a lot of activities, but the fact that they make this one a priority says a lot about them and their families. So thanks to them, and if you don't mind, we'll get started. We'll have all the kids come up one by one, accept their pin, come up here, and then I will swear them all in as one. So, sound good? My wife Jamie will help me with that. We've had over 250 kids, and these kids are participating in some of the alumni, and they've served in all of the service academies. We had one of our, I think a cool fun fact here is we had one of our alum just fly his military jet over the Chicago Air Show just about a month ago. He flew by Mishawaka on the way back to base, so we got a little flyby. But we've got kids who are just achieving outstanding things, chasing their dreams. More importantly, I know of many, many kids who have returned home to find their dreams. In some cases, we're hiring them here in Mishawaka City government, and we have volunteers who come back and are appointed to serve on some of our boards and commissions. So they are absolutely our future leaders. So with that, we'll bring them up to meet you. Students, if you can come by, you will receive your oath. Then you will also pick up your pin, and if you can shake our council's hands, that would be appreciated too. Dominic Boozy. Allison Callan. Anderson Cannon. Brock Foster. Benjamin Gallagher.
Congratulations.
Matthew Geis. Connor Gojigan.
May we pronounce that correctly? Okay. Congratulations.
Leah Gradeless. Stephen Howie. Esther Camo. Maximus LaFleur. John Lesh. Charles Madden. Millie Mamalenti. Ashita Massity, I'm sorry. Ryan McGuire. Joseph McQuarrie. Bryn Mazinski. Isabella Pearson. Tobias Prince. Andrew Rimmelsbach. Kennedy Rodman. Marcelino Rodriguez. Dakota Shannon. Grant Spadafore. Noah Sullivan. Reed Sutherland. Caitlin Vantine. Ranveer Verna. Annie Verslype. Claire Walchak. Daniel Williams. Eliza Wright. And Parker Norris, our volunteer. I believe that's full attendance. I think that's a record. That tells you this is a dynamic class. All right. So, as we swear in our police officers, firefighters, elected officials, whatever, we will raise our left hand and act like you're putting your right hand on the Bible, and then repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Indiana, and that I will observe and obey the laws and ordinances of the City of Mishawaka, Indiana, and that I will faithfully perform and discharge the duties incumbent upon me as a Mayor's Youth Advisory Council member, fairly and honestly, and to the best of my skill and ability, so help me God. Congratulations. Is it okay if we get a quick picture in front of you?
Let's go ahead then, unless there's anything else, Mr. Mayor. We will adjourn our meeting for 5 minutes so
Okay.
that parents and others can come up and take pictures, and then we'll reconvene after we're done with the picture taking. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got my son's BMW.
Oh, going upstairs. Officer Hurley? Officer Hurley? Could you grab that door for us, please? We will now reconvene the regular meeting of the Mishawaka Common Council and resume with petitions, communications, remonstrance, and memorial.
We have petition number 2025-11. This is a petition for a PUD amendment to allow detached single-family residential use west side of Filbert Road, south of Park Place, and this is signed by Corey Cressy. We have petition number 25-12. This is a PUD amendment to allow for a shooting range at 3717 and 3729 Bremen Highway. This is signed by William Veldman. Petition number 25-13. This is to rezone from C7 to C10 filling station commercial at 1008 South Merrifield, and this is signed by Jagat Singh. Petition number 25-14. Rezone from C1 General Commercial to C7 Automobile-Oriented Restaurant north of 4340 North Main Street, and this is signed by Corey Cressy. We also have a public hearing on vacation 2025-01 required by state statute on behalf of the City of Mishawaka and School City of Mishawaka. They have filed a petition for vacation of public right-of-way described as right-of-way vacation due to realignment Ballard Street south of Vistula Road.
Thank you. With that, we will now open the public hearing on proposed vacation 2025-01. Anyone wishing to speak in favor, if you would, please come forward to the podium.
Good evening, Mr. President. Ken Prince, Director of Planning and Community Development. This relocation of the intersection is a result of our ongoing long-term control plan sewer separation. As part of ripping up all the streets to put the separated sewers in, we wanted to take this opportunity to do something further, in this case, realign Ballard. It had been offset by about 180 feet. The area on the south side of Vistula was about 180 feet to the west of the intersection on the north side. By aligning the intersections together, allows for a four-way stop, and then those that are familiar with Twin Branch School, the crossing guard had to walk across without having a controlled intersection. We feel this is a much better circumstance. The vacation here before you is because of that relocation. The old right-of-way, which is adjacent to the Twin Branch School property, is no longer needed, so we are asking for the vacation of that right-of-way. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Prince? Not a question, but I just want to express my appreciation to the city and School City for partnering on this venture. And I particularly appreciate the fact that it was reopened prior to the start of school, and it's really a benefit to, as a resident of the neighborhood, I'm really happy with how the traffic flows as a result of this change. So thank you to all involved.
I know our city engineer, Chris Chambers, worked very hard to make sure that happened, so I will pass that on.
I know that's the case, and please
Yes.
pass our thanks along to her as well.
Very good.
Anything else for Mr. Prince? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor of the proposed vacation? Please come forward. Then is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in favor? Is there anyone with us this evening who wishes to speak in opposition? Please come forward. Then is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in opposition? Are there any council members who wish to speak? Mr. Mamalante.
Mr. President, I just wanted to echo your comments of thanks to Ken and Chris Jamrose and all the folks that worked behind the scenes to make that happen. I know it made a lot of residents and School City employees extremely happy. So thanks to all that was involved.
Thank you. Any other comments from the council? Then hearing none, we will close the public hearing on proposed vacation 2025-01 and reconsider the matter under ordinances on second reading later in tonight's meeting. And with that, we'll move into report of special committees, of which there is none, nor do we have any ordinances on first reading, so we'll move into resolutions.
Council of the City of Mishawaka, Indiana, adding parcels to the city's property acquisition list associated with the previously approved Common Council Resolution 2014-07, which approved an order of the City of Mishawaka Plan Commission approving a certain declaratory resolution, an amendment to the boundaries of the Northwest Area Improvement Project, consolidation of the North Side Economic Development Area, and the Northwest Improvement Project into one consolidated area improvement project, and an amendment to the Economic Development Plan for the Consolidated Area Improvement Project adopted by the City of Mishawaka Redevelopment Commission. This is adding property to the city acquisition list, 58802 Bremen Highway.
Thank you. And with that, we will open the public hearing on proposed resolution 2025-22. Anyone wishing to speak in favor, please come forward.
Mr. President, members of council, this will be a recurrent theme, I think, for the coming year or more, is that as we plan for the widening of Union Street and Bremen Highway going south, we will continue to bring acquisitions to the council for your consideration. In this case, this property is a 10-acre property located about 1,000 feet south of the intersection of Dragoon Trail and Bremen Highway. It is on the east side of the road. It's 10 acres. It's predominantly wooded. We had been partnering with the property owner of other things. We take leaves from the city's leaf collection, had in the past there for fill. The property owner at this point in time would like to sell the property. We want to pursue the acquisition at this time because we know we will need the frontage of the property for the future road widening. And so now is the opportune time to do it. In addition, the 10 acres, by acquiring the total piece, should the city desire it to have a greater green space plan in the future, it would give us the opportunity to do that. Also, potentially, if there were to be development in that area, it gives us a prime piece of property to help control how that development would occur in that area. So for those reasons, we're asking for the acquisition at this time. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Prince? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor? If you would, please come forward. And is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in favor? Seeing no one or hearing no one, is there anyone with us this evening who wishes to speak in opposition? Please come forward. And then is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in opposition? Are there any council members who wish to speak? I will just add, as we've discussed in previous meetings, I appreciate the measured and non-adversarial approach that we're taking to this, bringing to fruition this plan for the future. So thank you for the work that everybody has done on this. And with that, if there are no other questions or comments from the council, I will call for the question. Madam Clerk, would you please poll the council?
Mrs. Hazen?
Yes.
Mrs. Volker?
Yes.
Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Mr. Beninki?
Yes.
Mr. Emmons?
Yes.
Mr. Mamalenti?
Yes.
Mr. Violi?
Yes.
Mr. Hicksonbaugh?
Yes.
The resolution passes 8-0. Resolution 2025-23, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Mishawaka, Indiana, adding parcels to the city's property acquisition list associated with the previously approved Common Council Resolution 2014-07, which approved an order of the City of Mishawaka Plan Commission approving a certain declaratory resolution and amendment to the boundaries of the Northwest Area Improvement Project, consolidation of the South Side Economic Development Area and the Northwest Improvement Project into one consolidated area improvement project, and an amendment to the Economic Development Plan for the Consolidated Area Improvement Project adopted by the City of Mishawaka Redevelopment Commission. This is adding property to the city acquisition list at 1022 South Union Street.
Thank you. We will now open the public hearing on proposed resolution 2025-23. Anyone wishing to speak in favor, please come forward.
Mr. President, members of the council, Ken Prince, Director of Planning and Community Development for the city. This property, 1022 South Union Street, is the Jackal Warehouse and Distribution Facility located at the northeast corner of 12th Street and Union. As those of you that are obviously very familiar with the property, it is very close to the road, Union Street. We actually worked with the property owner when we acquired the former store that was located to the south of it. They were having issues with their loading docks. We wanted to see if we could acquire just a piece of the building. This is about 10 years ago, and the price was cost prohibitive at that time. I want to say it was about $500,000 to take off the front of the building, leave the rest of the building just for what we thought was going to be the future widening of the property. We were contacted roughly a year ago from the property owner. They thought they were in a position to acquire another facility, asked if we were interested in it. We said we were. We proceeded to get appraisals on the property. The appraised value of the property is a little over $1,050,000. At that point in time, their potential acquisition had fallen through. So if you notice, when I sent you the development or the buy-sell agreement that was approved by the Redevelopment Commission, the owner, even though that potentially fell through, they wanted to have the opportunity to sign it at this point in time. So as a property becomes available, we don't have to go through this process again. And they really just wanted to have that price confirmed as they shop for another location and look to potentially build a building. So even though this property, in terms of the widening of Union Street, is a future phase, the first phase will deal with the intersection of Dragoon and Union. The second phase would deal with this 12th Street, 1213th intersection with Union. So this is more than 5 years away, but because we had a willing buyer, willing seller situation, and it's so close to the road and we knew we need the property, regardless, we're asking for adding it to the acquisition list at this time. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have on the property or acquisition.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Prince? Mr. Mamalante.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Prince. Just a quick question, just based on the odd shape of that parcel. Is it possible that we kind of just use the front part near the road and then perhaps develop that and then resell that unused? Or are we going to go wide enough into the other side of that parcel?
No, so the property itself is about 1.5 acres. And so if you drew a north-south where the alley dead ends into the building, there's a north-south alley that dead ends, and the property has kind of an L shape to it.
Right.
So everything on the area by Union, that front piece, so I'm just ballparking it about 1/2 acre, would be required as part of the road widening project because we want to do a multi-use trail and make it look nice going through that corridor. But the balance of that acre would be available for another development project. What we will likely do is hold that until the road project is actually done. We're not going to try to market the property even after we acquire it and knock the building down. We'll hold the property. If anything else, it'll provide a staging area for the contractor for the work during that time. So we wouldn't try to figure out that future redevelopment project until the road is done.
But it is possible down the road.
Yes, we'll have an acre of extra property in a prime location.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Mrs. Volker.
Thank you. Ken, I was curious about the leaving an empty building for what could be 5 or 10 years. Would we demolish the building and just hold this as a open space place marker?
Right, so no, you're talking about the Union, the Jackal?
I am.
Okay, so our goal, and I didn't mention this or explain this clearly, so they are going to take up to 3 years. They will be active in the property until they have another place and they can move to. So they have from a 1 to 3 year period in which to do that. Once they vacate the facility, our intent is to acquire it and immediately take it to the ground. And by immediately, it'll take us 6 months or a year by the time that we do the environmental remediation and then take the building to the ground. It's just how long things take. But our intent is not to have a vacant building there.
Right, okay.
So, and even to elaborate on that, Dodge is a good example. Right now, we're working through the asbestos abatement and the other environmental associated with that building. We really don't, if we can afford it, to leave a vacant building in place as a liability.
Mr. Violi?
Well, Kate asked my question, so the entire building will be torn down? at
Correct.
some- It will be flattened?
Correct.
Do we have, you said there's the 1 to 3 year, is there a closing date? Are we going to have to come up with the cash before they move out, or how's that, or is there a set closing date for the money transaction?
Because the proposed purchase price is over $1 million, and we receive our tax distributions every 6 months, we wanted to make sure that our cash flow that was managed appropriately. So in that agreement, we required that they give us 6-month notice before closing on the property, so that we have adequate time to ensure that we have the cash for closing.
So we may not complete the transaction for a couple of years, is that?
Right, they have 1 to 3 years
Cool,
to find another facility. We wouldn't acquire it until then. So if they, let's say at the end of next year, they say, hey, we're ready to close, we can either close immediately, assuming there's no cash
Or
issues.
6 months.
Or we have up to 6 months.
So it's not like we have
acquire.
to turn over the money today while they wait 3 years to move out?
No, the closing would not happen until that distribution.
At that time, okay, thank you, Ken.
Mr. Carroll?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a quick follow-up to their question. So acquisition's right around $1 million, it sounds like. And then roughly, I know there's a lot of factors that can go in, but a range of cost to take it to the ground, get rid of any hazardous materials, that type of thing?
A complete ballpark guess would be in the few $100,000 range.
Thank you.
Other questions for Mr. Prince? Then a follow-up to some of my colleagues' questions. With regard to the eventual closing date and the acquisition of the property, do you have a sense at this point in time what the source of the funds would be that the city would use to acquire that property?
We're using our consolidated TIF district for all these acquisitions, so it would continue to be used.
So as the title of it, this would not be a general fund purchase. This would be that separate source of revenue that we have that allows us to be able to acquire property and be involved in redevelopment properties, correct?
That is correct.
And would that also be the same with regard to the resolution that we voted in
Yes,
favor of?
that's correct.
at
Both
meeting?
resolutions are, so every property that we look to acquire along Union Street we would be using the consolidated TIF funds for those acquisitions.
Thank you. Other questions for Mr. Prince? Mrs. Volker?
But I think it's a fair question. When we redo Union Street, is that 12th to 13th Street thing going to stay in there? Will they reroute? You know, this street, you know, where you jog down from 12th to 13th?
So what will happen is 12th Street, between the street, the name escapes me, that is immediately to the east. So when you look at that little section of street that they're currently using for their truck loading and unloading, that section of street goes away, but the curve has to stay in
It'll
place.
stay.
So that connection between 12th and 13th, 12th Street remains in place, but that vacated portion by the building will go away.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Other questions for Mr. Prince? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor? If you would, please come forward. Then is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in favor? Is there anyone with us this evening who wishes to speak in opposition? Please come forward. And is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in opposition? Are there any council members who wish to speak? If not, then I call for the question. Madam Clerk, would you please poll the council?
Mrs. Hazen?
Yes.
Mrs. Volker?
Yes,
Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Mr. Benicki?
Yes.
Mr. Emmons?
Yes.
Mr. Mamalenti?
Yes.
Mr. Violi?
Yes.
Mr. Hixenbaugh?
Yes.
Resolution passes 8-0. Resolution number R 2025-24, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Mishawaka, Indiana, regarding National Sea Tracks Think Train Week. Would you like me to read the resolution?
Yes, please.
Whereas Sea Tracks Think Train Week is held across the United States from September 15th to the 21st, 2025. Whereas 2,252 rail grade crossing collisions resulted in 749 personal injuries and responsible for 268 fatalities in the United States during 2024. Whereas 1,465 pedestrian trespassing casualties have occurred in the United States, resulting in 821 pedestrians being killed and another 644 injured while trespassing on railroad property rights-of-way during 2024. Whereas educating and informing the public about rail safety, reminding the public that railroad right-of-ways are private property, enhancing public awareness of the dangers associated with highway rail grade crossings, ensuring pedestrians and motorists are looking and listening while near railways, and obeying established traffic laws will reduce the number of avoidable fatalities and injuries caused by incidents involving trains and citizens. Whereas the International Association of Chiefs of Police, National Operation Lifesaver, United States Department of Transportation, and all local, state, county, and railroad law enforcement officers, first responders, and railroad corporations commit to partnering together in an effort to educate at a national level all aspects of railway safety, to enforce applicable laws in support of National C-Tracks Think Train Week. Therefore, the Mishawaka Common Council proclaims September 15th to the 21st, 2025, National C-Tracks Think Train Week in the city of Mishawaka, and encourage all citizens to recognize the importance of rail safety education.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And with that, we will open the public hearing on proposed resolution 2025-24. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor, please come forward. Seeing no one, is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in favor of the proposed resolution? Then is there anyone with us this evening who wishes to speak in opposition? Please come forward. And is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in opposition? Are there any council members who wish to speak? Mrs. Volker.
I'm just curious, because it seems like this year we've really had a lot of train accidents. And I was wondering, is there an education program that is going to be going on that's associated with this resolution, whether it's with our police department or the railroads or school city or anything to back the resolution up with action in our community?
I will say that I'm unaware of specific efforts, but I do think that all of those entities that you named, including the school corporation and the police department, have embedded in their general educational efforts some information along these lines. But your question is well taken, and I would hope that the railroad officials who really brought this to our attention also would be willing to partner with the community and to help supplement the resources that we have along those lines, because you hit the nail on the head. They may be somewhat of a different type of incident, but we've had some very tragic occurrences in our community in recent months with regard to the tracks. I think all of us who have lived here have experienced that over the course of time. So any assistance that those who have the ability to assist beyond just providing us with nice language in a resolution, I would agree with you. We ought to be open to partnering with them on that.
Thank you.
Mr. Mamalante.
Thank you. If I could just add to Ms. Volker's comment or question, I know a former police officer, Chad Thomas, now works for the railroad on the security side of things. I think I've seen him set up a booth in certain events, I think National Night Out, providing some literature, et cetera. So he'd be a good resource to reach out to.
Mr. Carroll.
I'll piggyback onto that. At our recent meeting, we had a couple folks ask about if school resource officers, now that they're in each building, would be willing, or if they do that kind of training for kids like they do for DARE and that type of stuff. So that was just a suggestion from the second district. I want to get it out there.
Well taken. Thank you, sir. Any other questions or comments from the council? Then hearing none, I will call for the question.
Question.
Madam Clerk, would you please poll the council?
Mrs. Hazen?
Yes.
Mrs. Volker?
Yes.
Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Mr. Benicki?
Yes.
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Mamalenti?
Yes.
Mr. Violi?
Yes.
Mr. Hicksonball?
Yes.
Resolution passes 8-0.
Ordinances on second reading.
Proposed ordinance number 2025-19, an ordinance amending Chapter 137 of the Municipal Code of the City of Mishawaka, Indiana, as from time to time amended, commonly known as the zoning ordinance of 1966 of the City of Mishawaka, Indiana. This is vacation of public right-of-way due to realignment, Ballard Street, south of Vistula.
Thank you. May we have the committee report, please?
Yes, Mr. President, to the members of the Common Council of the City of Mishawaka, your Committee on Land Use Planning, to whom was referred the matter of proposed ordinance number 2025-19, report that they have examined said matter and that in their opinion it should be adopted. This is signed by the members present, and I move for its acceptance.
Second.
Thank you. A motion has been made and seconded to approve the committee report. Any additional questions or comments from the council? And hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And with that, we will move into second reading and public hearing on proposed ordinance 2025-19. Anyone wishing to speak in favor, please come forward.
Good evening. My name's Adam Beery. I represent Lawson Fisher and Associates, 525 West Washington Street. I apologize for not getting up before. I got confused with the some of the other issues that were announced beforehand. As Mr. Prince described, this is a relocation of Ballard Street to align with Ballard Street north of Vistula Road. Be happy to take any questions. That Mr. Prince covered it all very well before.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Well then, with all due respect, I think your presentation was superior to Mr. Prince's. Since there are no questions, so thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor? If you would, please come forward. And is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in favor? Is there anyone with us this evening who wishes to speak in opposition? Please come forward. And is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in opposition? Are there any council members who wish to speak? If not, then I call for the question.
Question?
Madam Clerk, would you please poll the council?
Mrs. Hazen?
Yes.
Mrs. Volker?
Yes.
Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Mr. Benicki?
Yes.
Mr. Emmons?
Yes.
Mr. Mamalenti?
Yes.
Mr. Violi?
Yes.
Mr. Hicksonbaugh?
Yes.
The proposed ordinance passes 8-0. Proposed ordinance number 2025-20, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Mishawaka to prohibit the use of public records for commercial purposes.
Thank you. May we have the committee report, please?
Yes, Mr. President. To the members of the Common Council of the City of Mishawaka, your Committee on Personnel, to whom was referred the matter of proposed ordinance number 2025-20, report that they have examined said matter and that in their opinion it should be adopted. This is signed by the entire committee, and I move for its acceptance.
Second.
Thank you. A motion has been made and seconded to approve the committee report. Any additional questions or comments from the council? Then hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. With that, we'll move into second reading and public hearing on proposed ordinance 2025-20. Anyone wishing to speak in favor, please come forward.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the council. Rebecca McGuire, City Controller. I'm here to request your approval of this ordinance that prohibits the use of public records for commercial purposes. The state allows this, and it's not a true governmental function. We always give out our public records as requested. We follow the law, but commercial requests have been coming more often, more cumbersome. Typically we get requests cover 6 months, open POs, or open uncashed checks, but now we've been receiving more that covers years at a time. And this is not a new type of ordinance. Other cities do that. And if there was ever a time that it was unclear whether it was for commercial use or not, we would run it by the law department. And for example, one response I received after giving out purchase order information, the response was, "We will begin the process of combining your records with thousands of other government agencies' records nationwide." So we know that's being done with our records. So I'm here tonight requesting your approval, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. McGuire? Mr. Mamalante?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Ms. McGuire. For those that are listening that may not have a full understanding of what we're talking about tonight, could you just give an example of
Sure.
Yeah.
So a request of 5 or 6 years of every purchase order that we've issued.
that money that we're spending on?
Yes, time, money, staff time, yes.
And when you use the term commercial, can you go a little bit more in detail with that?
I believe these are companies that are producing large databases that they are selling for use of getting municipal information.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Mrs. Volker?
Just to follow up, Mrs. McGuire, thank you. If I were Company A and I had been doing business with the city of Mishawaka and I needed some information for my company's internal use, you could still work with my company,
Absolutely.
correct? Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Carroll?
Thank you, Mr. President. Could you, if one of those did come in, a request like that where it said 5, 6 years of purchase order, what does that look like under the current ordinance or lack of ordinance that we have? How many people does that entail? How long is that going to take them? And what do they actually have to do to comply with that records request?
So since we have such a large amount of data per year, you can run reports, but they have to be broken down to a smaller size, then compiled. Usually, I have to request for some type of data portal from the vendor to upload them. One vendor, we went back and forth 3 or 4 different times because their Dropbox wasn't working. And then finally, I was able to get something where I could upload the files because they're just so large.
Do you know can you give me just a ballpark of a large request like that? How many man-hours are wasted doing something like that on our taxpayers' dime?
2 to 3 at a time.
Okay.
But as I'm in the middle of budget season, having to stop and, do these things because they do confirm that they've received the information, so they do track if you don't respond.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions? Mr. Veolia?
Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned that, like Kate said, that if Company A asks you, of course, you've been doing business with them, and then you would be able to respond to that, and then we have these commercial. Do you know right away if it's going to, can you tell just by the email or the correspondence that this is for commercial purposes? Or do you have to kind of nose around and ask before you figure out what it's really for?
No, we typically know based on the data that they want and the responses we receive back. But like I said, I would always confer with the law department if I was unsure, or if I denied it, they can come back with other information showing it wasn't commercial.
Sure. I suppose that it's such a general, we want 5,000, it's not going to be a company that we've probably dealt with individually that's just asking for some information for their own use. Since they've
Correct.
done, yeah. Okay.
And these are the only requests that I get, that I receive.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Carroll?
Just to follow up, just kind of for the record on this one, do you see this ordinance as written in any way prohibiting any kind of transparency or accountability rules or laws?
No, because it's only the commercial use, and it's been used in the state of Indiana for quite a few years.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Thank you for your leadership in bringing this to us, and I will support your statement about other governmental entities having passed and considering passing these. I'm more familiar with the work that school corporations are doing along these lines, and I know that there are school corporations in northern Indiana that have already done this, and others that are preparing to exercise this authority that the law gives us to make a limited exception to that overall obligation to provide public records to those who request them. So this is not unique to Mishawaka by
Right.
any means. One of the other points that I think is important for us to highlight here is with regard to those commercial requests. Both the statute and this ordinance as it is drafted, do not prohibit and apply to records that are requested in preparation of news publication, nonprofit activities, or academic research. Would you agree with me on that?
Yes.
So even someone beyond an individual person who requests still has a right to access of records. It's just that resale, that churn, that commercial profit-making motive that is at the heart of this. Would you agree with that?
Yes, the for-profit companies.
All right, thank you. Any other questions for Madam Controller? Thank you, Becky. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor? If you would, please come forward. Then is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in favor? Is there anyone with us this evening who wishes to speak in opposition? Please come forward. And is there anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak in opposition? Are there any council members who wish to speak? If not, then I call for the question.
Question.
Madam Clerk, would you please poll the council?
Mrs. Hazen?
Yes.
Mrs. Volker?
Yes.
Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Mr. Benicki?
Yes.
Mr. Emmons?
Yes.
Mr. Mamalenti?
Yes.
Mr. Violi?
Yes.
Mr. Hixenbaugh?
Yes.
Proposed ordinance passes 8-0.
Thank you. And with that, we'll move into privilege of the floor. At this time, members of the public are invited to the podium to speak with respect to non-agenda items only under privilege of the floor. Seeing no one, then we will also extend that offer to anyone participating remotely who wishes to speak under privilege of the floor. Thank you. With that, we'll move into unfinished business, of which there is none. New business. Thank you. At this time, the chair would entertain a motion to appoint Ken Kallenbach, the Director of Operations for School City of Mishawaka, to the Transpo Board.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. A motion has been made and seconded to appoint Ken Kallenbach to the Transpo Board as our representative to that body. Are there any additional questions or comments from the council? Then hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Mr. Kallenbach is reappointed, and we appreciate his willingness to serve. Is there any other new business to come before the council? Mr. Carroll.
Mr. President, just a reminder that this coming Thursday is the second Thursday of the month, so the second district meeting will take place at 7 p.m. at the Blair Hills Pool Complex. All Mishawaka residents are welcome to attend.
Thank you, sir. Any other new business? Then hearing none, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
We're adjourned. Thank you. I thought about it.